Former Senator Bongbong Marcos is still in the running after the Comelec First Division dismissed 3 petitions seeking to disqualify him from the presidential race. Petitioners will appeal the poll body's decision next week. And with that Comelec ruling on Marcos Jr.'s case, some are now left to wonder whether the non-filing of income tax returns is really that big of a deal. The Comelec says they are not encouraging such an offense. And with Valentine's Day just around the corner, vendors in Dangwa are getting creative with their bouquet offerings. And in sports, the PBA Governors Cup resumes today after a month-long suspension due to COVID. Fast, focused, and fearless. Here's a roundup of stories we're watching now. I'm Sean Yao. Bongbong Marcos continues on with his campaign trail in Cavite. Dale De Vera reports to us live from Imus, Cavite for more details. Dale, good evening. Has Marcos Jr. secured the support of local officials in the province?
Cavite Governor John Vic has formally endorsed the tandem of Bongbong Marcos and Sara Duterte for the 2022 polls. Remulla joined Marcos in his caravan in the province today, his first appearance with a presidential candidate. The governor promised to foot the bill for all of Marcos's campaign expenses in Cavite. He also assured the support of all mayors in the province who are aligned with the Remullas. The two families are tied by a long history together. Late Cavite Governor Johnny Remulla, father of John Vic, was a close ally of the late dictator Ferdinand Marcos. However, Remulla is a member of the National Unity Party, which is allied with the Partido Reforma of Senator Ping Lacson. The governor says Lacson understood when he informed him about his support for Marcos. Aside from John Vic, his brothers Boy and Gilbert also joined the motorcade around Tanza, General Diaz, and Imus. Uniteam's senatorial slate of Harry Roque, Mark Villar, and Jingo Estrada also went with them. On the other hand, vice presidential candidate Sara Duterte went around Nueva Ecija and Nueva Vizcaya. Cavite, the second most vote-rich province, carries over 2 million voters. Sean Marcos Jr. was all smiles when he, this morning, fresh off the Comelec's decision to junk the disqualification case against him. He's set to continue his Cavite tour tomorrow to visit other municipalities. Sean?
All right, thank you so much for that update. Dale De Vera reporting to us live from Imus, Cavite. Thank you, Dale. The Comelec has junked the consolidated disqualification cases against Marcos Jr., but the petitioners are not waving the white flag just yet. Greg Gregorio tells us more.
Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos Jr. is still qualified to run for president. This is the verdict of the First Division of the Commission on Elections on the 3 petitions to disqualify Marcos Jr. from the 2022 presidential race. In a tweet Thursday night, Comelec spokesperson James Jimenez said that the division dismissed the consolidated petitions of the Akbayan Citizens Action Party, Abubakar Mangelen, and Karma, or Campaign Against the Return of the Marcoses and Martial Law, headed by Bonifacio Ilagan, due to lack of merit. The group intended to disqualify Marcos Jr. from running for his failure to file his income tax returns from 1982 until 1985. They say this is a crime of moral turpitude. The group added that this makes him perpetually disqualified because of his conviction with the 18-month penalty.
Napakalinaw nung sinasabi ng batas at yung batas na yun mismo, incidentally, ay tatay din ni Bongbong Marcos ang pumirma. Diba? Sa batas na ito, sinasabi that anyone convicted of tax evasion, kasama sa kanyang penalties ay yung perpetual disqualification from seeking public office. Medyo mahirap paniwalaan yung sinasabi nila Bongbong Marcos na hindi nila to alam, hindi sila aware dito.
But the Comelec First Division says the accessory penalty of perpetual disqualification is not stated in the decision of the Court of Appeals. They add that the CA's decision also did not state the said 18-month penalty of imprisonment. The First Division is also not convinced that Marcos's non-filing of ITR is a crime of moral turpitude. Commissioners Aimee Ferolino and Marlon Casquejo comprise the Comelec First Division. Both were appointed by President Duterte. Former Commissioner Rowena Guanzon was also in the division before her retirement last February 2. Guanzon made her vote against Marcos public and called out Ferolino for allegedly delaying the decision. But now that she's retired, her opinion doesn't count anymore, according to former Supreme Court Justice Antonio Carpio.
Because Commissioner Guanzon retired already before there was a voting, then that draft opinion of hers will no longer be counted because the decision will now be resolved by a new members of the First Division.
The petitioners say they are willing to bring this up to the Supreme Court should the odds won't be in their favor again.
Sabi natin sa akbayan, kahit na hindi masyadong favorable sa atin ang desisyong ito ng First Division, the outcome doesn't dishearten us. This is merely a bend in the road. This is not the end of it. This is just the beginning of our struggle to protect our electoral democracy from fraud and impunity.
Meanwhile, Marcos Jr. is happy about the decision of the Comelec Division.
Yes, well, that's of course that is a good result for us, and now maybe we can carry on with the campaign without all of these distractions that were put in the way.
For News 5, Greg Gregorio, we are One News.
Meanwhile, the Comelec clarifies that it is in no way saying that the failure to file income tax returns is not a punishable offense. This is after the dismissal of disqualification cases against Bongbong Marcos. Comelec spokesperson James Jimenez explained that the ruling of the First Division was taken out of context, noting that there was a point being made in this portion of the decision. Jimenez stressed the difference between failing to file an ITR and tax evasion. This all comes after the Council of Petitioners, Attorney Ted Te, simplified the ruling to there being no need to file tax returns because it is not punishable by law.
It is wrong to say that the Comelec is saying na walang offense ang failure to file ITR because the Comelec said meron nga eh.
For his part, tax expert Mon Abrea was dismayed over the First Division's decision. According to Abrea, this only proves that the law is not fair to everyone. He also warned that this decision could influence the public to not pay taxes.
Epekto dun sa ordinaryong mamamayan at taxpayer ay hindi naman pala mali, ay hindi naman pala grave offense, ay may multa lang, yun lang. So parang paano natin siseryosohin o paano matatakot yung mga gusto magsamantala o hindi magbayad ng tamang buwis.
We're gonna pause for a quick break, but we will be back with more stories after that. Stay with us here on One News. You're still watching One News Now. I'm Sean Yao. Prices of flowers in Dangwa have doubled just ahead of Valentine's Day. Now, aside from flowers, vendors are also offering budget-friendly alternatives for February 14. Mon Gualvez with the story.
Flowers are a staple every Valentine's Day. In Dangwa, prices of flowers have gone up days before V-Day. But this didn't stop some from buying.
Mura kasi. Pag dito sa Dangwa mismo, kaysa sa mga mall.
A bouquet of local roses is now at 1,100 pesos per dozen from only 80 pesos. Meanwhile, imported varieties are more expensive at 3,500 pesos per dozen. Other flowers like sunflower, tulips, and Ecuadorian rose also saw a price increase. Vendors attributed the increase to the rise in cost of sourcing flowers.
Siyempre sir, demand ngayon ng flowers, kaya hindi sila pwedeng magbaba ng presyo. Transportation sa gasolina, yung pag-travel nila dito, tao, di ba, babayaran nila lahat.
Others also said that this is their time to compensate their losses when Metro Manila was placed under Alert Level 3.
Lalo na nung nakarang buwan, di ba, na level 3 tayo. So close kami, wala talagang benta po.
If spending thousands for flowers is not within your budget, you can haggle with vendors for as low as 300 pesos per bouquet.
Meron po kaming 3 pieces, 5 pieces, and then single bouquet po na sunflower.
Mga magkano yan?
Ito sir, 300, yung single bouquet namin na Tapos may mga mix-mix po tayo. Kaya maraming naman pong pagpipilian, hindi lang naman po siya as in mahal na mahal. Pwede tayong mag-customize.
Nothing beats fresh flowers for a person you love on Valentine's Day. But pretty soon, they could dry out or shrivel, which could get more frustrating in the end. That's why many clients find it a good idea to gift these dried flowers for a change, or this bouquet made up of dried fish straight to the pan after your date. If your date is allergic to flowers, you can buy stuffed toys or chocolate bouquets in this stall. Some even have photos of K-pop groups like BTS and Blackpink. And if your lover is a foodie, the store also offers chilies, eggplants arrangements, and even a salted egg and tomato bouquet. All of these are budget-friendly, ranging from 350 to 500 pesos.
Kasi para maiba-iba naman, di ba? Para maging practical yung tao, na lalo na ngayong pandemic, kailangan may talong bouquet ka, pagkatapos itorta mo na, may ulam ka pa.
Dangwa vendors also accept online orders where customers can have their bouquet orders delivered straight to their loved ones. For News 5, Mon Gualvez, we are One News.
The PBA has resumed the Governors Cup conference after over a month of suspension due to the COVID-19 surge. Let's get out to Marty Bautista, who's reporting to us live from the Big Dome. Marty, hi. How did the game start off today?
Sean, while teams are more than excited to get back into the game, it's still safety first here in Araneta. To keep safety in check, antigen tests are a must upon entry to the Araneta Coliseum. You'll be required to present your vaccination card to be allowed inside. There are disinfectant sprays and thermal scanners available upon entry. This applies to all players, coaches, and even production staff. No exceptions. After a month of no PBA action, teams are more than excited to finally get the games underway. For Game 1, the Meralco Bolts took on the NLEX Road Warriors earlier at 3 p.m. Both teams had acquired new guards over the past month in a bid to secure a playoff spot. In the end, though, it was Meralco that came out on top with a 110-100 victory. Import Tony Bishop led the way for the Bolts with 32 points, 13 rebounds, and 7 assists. Now, while fans are still not allowed to watch the games live, PBA Commissioner Willie says there could be a chance that live audience will be finally allowed by next week. Let's hear what the commissioner had to say.
Pinapayagan naman na tayo ng LGUs na maglagay ng mga fans. Dinadahan-dahan lang natin. Pinapakiramdaman ko muna siguro pag magandang tinatakbo natin, by Wednesday, baka magkaroon na tayo ng fans.
So, Sean, as we speak, you can already hear the noise. The second game is already ongoing between two heavyweights, TNT Tropangega and the Magnolia Hotshots. Cheyenne?
That's right. No sound like sneakers on the hard court. Enjoy the games, and thank you for that update. Marty Bautista reporting to us live from Quezon City. For more updates, visit News 5, The Philippine Star, and Business World online. Visit our website, onenews.ph, for more in-depth analysis. You can also catch One News on the Signal Play app. Register for a free account at www.signalplay.com and stream One News Live anytime, anywhere. Masks on, wash hands, and stay safe, Philippines. I am Sean Yao. We are One News.